is Ashley. Welcome to Montessori Motherhood. If you're new to my channel, I am sharing on my YouTube channel how I Montessori at home with my two children, a 1 and a 3-year-old, and I'm sharing other motherhood tips. Today we're going to be talking about how to foster independent play in your children. So independent play in general is something that a child is just born knowing how to do. It's just an innate skill that children are born with. Just like learning to ride a bike or reading or other types of skills, independent play is a skill. So independent play is very important for child development. They learn so many things through play. Play is the child's work. They develop socially and emotionally. They try things through trial and error. They're able to process information and process things in their daily life through play. They stretch their gross and fine motor skills. They're using imagination and creativity and building up concentration, which will benefit them for their whole entire life. Independent play is a gift, not only for the child, it's also a gift for us parents. I'm going to give you practical tips and advice on how to foster independent play in your child. In order for a child to be able to go into a deep concentration that is play, they're going to have their basic needs met, right? They're not going to want to independently play if they're tired, if they're hungry, if they don't feel well, if their emotional bank account is empty, as in like you haven't given them the attention that they're seeking and so desperately desire, they're not going to want to independently play. So the first step is to make sure that they're feeling their best self, that they're fed, they're happy, they've had a good night's sleep, they've had their rest, and that you have spent some good quality time with them, like reading to them or just spending uninterrupted time with them, filling up their bank account. That is the first step. And then once they feel full and they feel loved and accepted, that is when they're able to really go off and play. So before independent play, I definitely recommend just spending some good bit of time playing with them before stepping away to do what you have to do. Once the child's needs have been met, the next step is also to make sure that they're also having those open-ended toys available to engage with, toys that require the child to be active and not passive. These are toys that don't do much. You can't just push a button and hear a song, but the child can manipulate them to make them do all kinds of different things. To make sure that their play environment is not overwhelming, it's not overstimulating. Now, a child that is used to being entertained, that has had toys that sing tons of songs that only require the press of a button to engage with, this child is going to need a lot of practice in order to independently play because they have learned to be passive instead of active. So the first step is to just declutter toys, get some clear plastic bins, put toys you don't want to get rid of in the clear plastic bins in your garage or basement or wherever, and have less toys out at once. Too many toys is overstimulating, and children with too many toys will not be able to really deeply engage with any one toy at once. It'll just be too many, and they won't even know where to begin. They won't even start because they'll just be like, this is just too much for me. It'll be like your boss coming to your desk and giving you like a stack this high of paperwork saying, all right, this is what you have to do. It's just, you won't even know where to start. You're just gonna be overwhelmed. You're gonna be stressed, and you're like, I don't even know where to begin. So once you declutter the playroom and kind of create a peaceful place for the child to play. Play should be a very calming activity where the child is able to concentrate, able to focus. So there's not a lot of background noise going on. So that means the TV isn't playing constantly in the background in the child's play space. We like to set a set time for the TV, a set time that doesn't interfere with play and is not during our children's playtime. So just kind of having a quiet time. No loud blaring music either, like maybe some soft classical music, but nothing that's going to be overly distracting for the child. Now this is they're very distracted by a lot of background noise. So just creating a peaceful, quiet environment with not too many toys that can be overwhelming and overstimulating to your child. But once the child's needs are met, they feel loved and had some good quality time with you, You've set the environment up for them to have it be a place where they can play. The next thing is to check your expectations and possibly lower your expectations depending on what they are. Young children won't want to play, let's say, for example, in their rooms if you're all the way downstairs. Children want to be close to their caregivers. They want to be able to see them or know that they're close by, especially for young children. They want to be close to their caregivers, and that is developmentally very appropriate. So it's just to check your expectations. So an independent play isn't a 2-year-old going into his room all by himself and playing for 3 hours straight while you're somewhere completely out of sight for that amount of time. That's not a realistic expectation. But more realistically, it might look like you're sitting on the couch in their play space, reading your own book. And they are there, they can see you, but then you're not engaging with them in any way, but they can see that you're there and you're doing your own thing and they're doing their own thing and playing. And another expectation too is the amount of time that a child will independently play. Young children might only independently play for 10 minutes. Expecting a child to play on their own independently for longer than 30 minutes, at least the toddler preschool age, is not a realistic expectation. I think you could build up to 30 minutes. Some children, of course, might play longer than that, and that's great. And as children get older, their ability to independently play grows, kind of follow the child in that area. So if a child breaks their independent play to come and seek us out, we need to remain very positive and not say, go and play, because that makes independent play negative. And it makes it painful for the child. In reality, it should be a positive experience. It's something that helps them learn and grow and develop, but it also has to be on their own terms. If my children are running around the house crazy, which happens daily, right? That shows me that they have a need for movement in that moment, and that's not the time for them to, sit and concentrate and engage in independent play. I see that they're running around the house like crazy, and I'm not going to say, guys, stop it, slow down, just sit and play, because that's not what their need is in that moment. Even if I wish that is what they would be doing in that moment, that's not the child's need. So it's about following the child, and at that point we'll, do some gross motor activities, we'll go outside, always try to get their movement outside, because movement is essential for young children. They have to move. They have to be able to move. Being outside is the perfect place for them to just get all that energy out. And then after their energy is out, then they might be able to sit and concentrate and play. And it's about following your child and picking the right time of day for independent play. And when a child is engaging and concentrating in independent play, it's going to be very distracting if the parent goes, wow, I love how you're playing on your own, or good job, you're doing great. It's just best to just act like the child is not even there. Don't even look at them or make eye contact, or because even just looking at a child can break their concentration because they see someone staring at them. And I can only imagine, like, if I was sitting at my computer writing, right, and my husband kept coming over, or even just looking at me. My husband was looking at me. I would feel him looking at me, and it would break my concentration. Or he said, "Wow, I see you're writing an essay there. Great job writing that essay." My train of thought would have been out the window. Concentration is broken, and it's once you're in that state of concentration, you don't want it to be broken. It's a flow, right? You want to continue that flow. And children are the same way. When they are in the moment of concentration, pretend like they're not there. And let them engage in independent play. Let them have that concentration for as long as they need it, and then they'll probably come and seek you out when it's done. And also just providing an area or space where the child can be messy and can be creative. You don't have to come and ask you for those items. They can access them on their own, and that can be part of independent play. Another tip is to provide a yes space for your child. So this is a space that is safe for them to be in on their own, so you don't have to constantly be watching them. If you have a 2-story house and there's no gate by the stairs, and you're constantly having to watch them to make sure they don't fall down the stairs, or watch them to make sure they don't get that sharp object, or you're not going to be able to let them have independent play, because you're going to have to constantly hover to keep them safe. It is best to provide a yes space where it's safe for them to play in. If your child is under 3, making sure there's no choking hazards in the room, making sure all their toys are safe, that, you know, outlets are covered, anything, all the baby proofing things to make sure it's safe, where they can't independently play and you know they're not going to hurt themselves. You know they're not going to roll down the stairs or hurt themselves in any way. So providing a yes space for them to play in. I hope that this was helpful. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.